Bahrain is a small island country in the Persian Gulf, near the western shores of the Arabian Peninsula. Although it is small in size, it has a very long and interesting history that stretches back thousands of years. Over the centuries, Bahrain has been home to many different civilizations and cultures. Its position in the Gulf made it an important center for trade, travel, and communication between the Middle East, India, and Africa. The story of Bahrain includes ancient civilizations, powerful empires, colonial rule, and the rise of a modern and independent state. The earliest known history of Bahrain goes back more than 4,000 years. In ancient times, Bahrain was called Dilmun, and it was one of the oldest civilizations in the region. Archaeologists believe that Dilmun existed around 3000 BCE, and that it played a major role in trade between Mesopotamia, modern Iraq, and the Indus Valley Civilization, modern Pakistan and India. Dilmun was described in ancient Sumerian writings as a land of paradise, a place of purity, peace, and prosperity. It was even mentioned in some legends as the place where the gods lived. The people of Dilmun became rich because they controlled trade routes connecting the civilizations of the Middle East and South Asia. They traded goods such as copper, pearls, dates, timber, and textiles. Archaeologists have found many signs of this early civilization in Bahrain, including thousands of burial mounds, temples, and cylinder seals used for trade. The most famous site is the Barber Temple, which shows that the people of Dilmun worshipped gods related to water and fertility. This connection to water was important because Bahrain had natural springs and a fertile environment compared to nearby desert regions. After the Dilmun civilization began to decline around 1600 BCE, Bahrain came under the influence of several other powers. Around 600 BCE, it became part of the Babylonian Empire, and later it was taken over by the Persian Achaemenid Empire. The Persians valued Bahrain for its strategic location along the trade routes and its natural resources, including its famous pearls. During these centuries, Bahrain continued to be an active trading hub, linking the Gulf region with India, Persia, and Arabia. The culture of Bahrain mixed Arab, Persian, and Mesopotamian traditions. The people spoke different languages and followed various religions, including the ancient Persian religion of Zoroastrianism. The Persian control lasted for many years, but even under foreign rule, Bahrain's identity as a trading island remained strong. By the 6th century CE, Bahrain had become part of the Greater Arabian Trading Network. The population included Arabs, Persians, Christians, Jews, and Zoroastrians. Around this time, a new religion, Islam, began to spread from the Arabian Peninsula. In 628 CE, the Prophet Muhammad sent a letter inviting the ruler of Bahrain, Al-Mundhir ibn Sawa al-Tamimi, to accept Islam. The ruler and many of his people agreed peacefully, and Bahrain became one of the first regions outside Central Arabia to accept the new faith. After accepting Islam, Bahrain became part of the early Islamic Caliphate. The island prospered under Muslim rule because it was well connected to other Islamic regions like Basra, Oman, and Yemen. The economy continued to depend on pearl diving, fishing, and trade. Islam also united the local tribes and brought new cultural and educational developments to the island. In the 9th and 10th centuries, Bahrain became the center of a powerful and controversial religious group called the Kharmatians. The Kharmatians followed a radical branch of Islam known as Ismailism. They built an independent state in eastern Arabia, with Bahrain as their capital. The Kharmatians were known for their strict beliefs and their opposition to the Abbasid Caliphate in Baghdad. In 930 CE, they carried out one of the most shocking acts in Islamic history by raiding Mecca and stealing the Black Stone from the Kaaba. They kept it for about 20 years before returning it. Although they were powerful for a time, the Kharmatians eventually declined because of internal conflicts and attacks from their enemies. By the 11th century, new Arab dynasties, such as the Uyunids, Usfurids, and later the Jarwanids, took control of Bahrain. During these centuries, Bahrain remained mostly Arab and Muslim. Trade and pearling continued to support the economy, and the island stayed connected to the wider Islamic world through trade and scholarship. In the 16th century, European powers began exploring and conquering territories across Asia. The Portuguese, who wanted to control trade routes between India and the Middle East, arrived in the Persian Gulf. In 1521, they invaded Bahrain and made it part of their network of forts and trading stations. The Portuguese built fortifications to protect their interests, including the famous Qal'at al-Bahrain, Bahrain Fort, which still stands today. Their main goal was to control the profitable pearl trade and the Gulf's sea routes. However, their rule was unpopular with the local Arab tribes, who resisted foreign control. The Portuguese also faced opposition from the Persians and the Omani Arabs. Finally, in 1602, the Safavid Persians drove them out with the help of Bahraini Arabs. This ended over 80 years of Portuguese rule. After the Portuguese were expelled, Bahrain became part of the Safavid Persian Empire. The Persians ruled through local Arab governors, but they maintained political and military control. During this period, most of Bahrain's population followed Shia Islam, which remains the majority faith today. The Persian rule lasted until the early 18th century, when their empire weakened. The Omani Empire from the Arabian Peninsula took advantage of this and invaded Bahrain several times. The island changed hands between Persia and Oman multiple times, which caused instability and hardship for the local people. Despite these conflicts, Bahrain's pearl trade remained valuable. Merchants from India, Basra, and the Gulf continued to visit the island to buy its high-quality pearls. A major turning point came in the late 18th century. The Khalifa family, a Sunni Arab clan from Central Arabia, moved from Kuwait to Qatar and then to Bahrain. They were part of the Utub tribal confederation, known for trading and seafaring. In 1783, the Khalifa, led by Sheikh Ahmed ibn Muhammad al-Khalifa, defeated the Persian forces and took control of Bahrain. This victory marked the beginning of the modern Bahraini state. Sheikh Ahmed became known as Ahmed al-Fateh, Ahmed the Conqueror, and his descendants still rule Bahrain today. Under al-Khalifa leadership, Bahrain became more stable. They encouraged trade, pearl diving, and fishing. The island's economy grew, and Bahrain became one of the wealthiest regions in the Gulf. However, it also faced internal tribal disputes and external threats from Persia and neighboring Arab states. During the 19th century, the British Empire expanded its influence in the Persian Gulf. Britain wanted to protect its trade routes to India and ensure peace in the region. In 1820, Bahrain signed the General Maritime Treaty with Britain, promising to stop piracy in Gulf waters. Later, in 1861, Bahrain signed another agreement that made it a British protectorate. This meant that while the Khalifa family remained the rulers, Britain controlled Bahrain's defense and foreign policy. British rule brought relative stability and encouraged modernization. They introduced legal reforms, established administrative systems, and improved education and health care. Bahrain became the headquarters for Britain's political activities in the Gulf. However, not all Bahrainis were happy with foreign influence. Some saw the British as limiting Bahrain's independence, and there were occasional uprisings and calls for reform. The discovery of oil in 1932 changed Bahrain forever. It became the first country in the Gulf to discover oil. This discovery turned Bahrain into a center of economic growth and modernization. The government used oil income to build roads, schools, hospitals, and houses. Although Bahrain's oil reserves were smaller than those of its neighbors, the country became a financial and commercial hub. The oil industry also attracted many foreign workers, which made Bahrain more diverse and cosmopolitan. In the 1940s and 1950s, new social and political movements began to grow. Workers organized strikes and unions to demand better wages and rights. Educated Bahrainis also called for political participation and reform. These movements laid the foundation for later changes in Bahrain's government. In the 1960s, Britain decided to withdraw from its colonies and protectorates east of the Suez Canal. Bahraini leaders began preparing for independence. After consultations with the United Nations, Bahrain officially declared independence in 1971. The ruler at the time, Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, became the first emir of Bahrain. The country joined the United Nations and the Arab League, marking its entry as a sovereign nation. In 1973, Bahrain adopted its first constitution and held elections for a national assembly. However, due to disagreements between the government and the assembly, it was dissolved in 1975. For several years, Bahrain was ruled under emergency laws, though economic development continued rapidly. After Sheikh Isa's death in 1999, his son Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa became ruler. He introduced many political and social reforms. In 2002, Bahrain adopted a new constitution, changed its title from state to the Kingdom of Bahrain, and established an elected parliament. These reforms were designed to give citizens more political participation and improve government transparency. Bahrain also continued to diversify its economy by investing in banking, tourism, and education instead of relying only on oil. However, political tensions remained between the ruling Sunni family and the mostly Shia population. In 2011, during the Arab Spring, Bahrain saw large protests demanding more democracy and equality. The government, with help from other Gulf countries, ended the protests, but promised dialogue and gradual reforms. Today, Bahrain is a modern, developed country known for its finance sector, oil refining, and cultural heritage. It has strong ties with countries like Saudi Arabia, the United States, and the United Arab Emirates. The King Fahd Causeway, opened in 1986, connects Bahrain to Saudi Arabia and helps trade and tourism. Bahrain continues to face challenges such as political reform, economic diversification, and maintaining unity among its people. Yet it has made great progress in education, healthcare, and technology. The country balances its ancient traditions with a modern lifestyle and continues to play an important role in regional and global affairs. The history of Bahrain is a journey through time, from the ancient civilization of Dilmun to the modern kingdom. Despite being small in size, Bahrain has always been significant because of its location, culture, and people. It has faced invasions, foreign rule, and political struggles, but its people have always shown resilience and adaptability. Today, Bahrain stands as a symbol of progress, with a deep respect for its past and hope for a peaceful and prosperous future.